Hey guys, Jamie here from Real Steel. Today's project is actually a new project to the channel. I just picked this guy up yesterday. It's a 78 Dodge D-250, 360 automatic, and it's got a big problem right now. The motor's locked up. So let's take a look at this thing and get started. All right, y'all, let's take a look at this thing. She's a D-200, as I said, 3/4 ton. Somebody put some earlier lock ring 16s on it. May not keep those. It's got the original hubcaps, though. This badge says it's a custom, but I think this fender's been replaced. It's actually an adventurer, like the dash says on the other fender. And it's got the old whip CB antennas on it. I didn't realize that. Unfortunately, though, for the paint, looks like somebody brush painted it. Yeah, kind of not a great job, but I'll leave it. It's going to be a work truck for me. Inside here, it's not bad. I believe it was a carpet model, so the floors aren't as rotten as they would be as if they had a rubber floor deleter in them. So yeah, and like I say, dash says adventurer. Other fender has remnants of an adventurer. It's got the Bluetooth dash top on it. But believe it or not, I've got another blue one. It's not great. It's chalky, but it would work. It's actually got an AM FM radio in it. Yeah, that's pretty good. The wood grain wheel, all that. It's got the wood grain pieces on the door panel, which are adventurer. I believe the Adventurer SE had vinyl door panels. Overall, it's not a terrible truck. It's got a few whoop-de-doo dings and stuff in it, but not bad. A little bit of rust over the fender. Toolbox is going to go. So yeah, you see it's got the upper trim on it. It's a taillight trim truck. Taillights are in good shape. Tailgate's not all beat up, which that's a good thing. Won't have to worry about that. The tailgate works. It's got the bolt-on drop hitch on it. I'll probably put a receiver on it. This side, it's not terrible either. It does got the rust, but it's still brush painted above the trim on this side. It's missing the filler, but that's okay. And you can see this thing had an in-cab tank. Yeah, that was one of the reasons it was parked. That tank started leaking, and they took it out. So I'll have to find a filler for that. I'm just going to run the side saddle tank, which is also leaking, but I've got a good one of those off another truck I parted. Yeah, you can see the fender remnants of Adventurer. So yeah, she was an Adventurer. Now this truck was supposedly running off a gas can when a friend of mine got it. That's what they told him. But I put a breaker bar on it and it is locked up. Now I can't go by the fan here because its belt's loose. And I also found out water pump's out. So yeah, she's an AC truck. It appears to be all there as far as the AC stuff goes. And it looks like it was converted to Freeze 12 at some point. As you can see, she's a 2-barrel model. Carb is free. So I don't know why she's locked up. But we pull the oil dipstick out here, and I don't know if y'all can see that real well, but it is way over full. I mean way over full. So I have a feeling we've got some water intrusion, but we'll find out. Fuel pump looks like it's pretty new down there. Alternator looks good. Yeah, I think she'll be a pretty good old work truck. The bumper on it is my tow bar bumper that I use to tow these things. I've got the original in the front there, or in the back of the truck. It's not terrible, but anyway, I think the plan right now is I'm going to pull that fan off, and we're going to pull the plugs out of it, and I'm going to pickle it with some ATF for a few days, and we'll come back to it and see if I can't bust this thing loose. If not, I've got another 360, that RV 360. I was actually going to put it in another project, but this one ought to be the easier one, so it'll probably go in there if we can't get this thing free. which I'm hoping we get it free. So let's get started. All right, y'all, let's go ahead. Let's start. We're gonna get the fan and shroud off. The reason for that is so we can put a breaker bar on the crankshaft a lot easier, and I could actually get a bigger bar. I mean, underneath I really can't do much, and with the fan in the way, it's hard to do stuff from the top. Now this has got a solid flex fan, but I thought these things had a clutch fan originally, but maybe not. I don't know. I actually prefer a clutch fan over a solid fan, and especially if I prefer a clutch fan over those cheesy aftermarket fans. You know, those aluminum ones, they can fly off, they can take fingers off, yeah, you never know. I guess a clutch fan could take a finger off too if you weren't careful, but it's a little less likely. These nuts off here. The shroud is broken, but I'll probably just put it back on there when I'm done. I might be able to find one, but I doubt it. I believe this is a 2 or 3 core radiator. It's an AC truck. Yeah, the AC condenser's in there. So that's pretty complete. That's good. Wouldn't mind trying to get the AC working on one of these. Oh, come on, baby. Get off there. Being stubborn again. What isn't stubborn out here? Oh, come on. There you go. Maybe. Maybe. And then after we're done pickling it, we'll drain some of the oil out if this thing frees up. I'm hoping that it's not going to be super stuck. I'd like to get this guy running. So it'll be a good work truck. Then I could save on my daily driver. I won't have to work it as hard. And I'll have a backup vehicle, because right now I don't have a backup vehicle. But it is what it is. Come on, nut. This one's being stubborn too. Looks like I'm going to need a couple plug wires. 360, just like that 360 in the 4-wheel drive. They got some ends broken off. That video should post before this one, but we'll see where we're at. Yeah, that one's being a little more stubborn than the other ones. Huh. Sometimes you gotta be more stubborn than the bolt you're working with. Maybe. Come on. Well, those battery terminal ends don't look very good. Original wires, but yeah, they're original. I'll just have to replace them maybe. This one just does not want to come out. Sorry, y'all, it's taking a while. Alright, we got our shroud nuts out. Let's go ahead and see if we can get these fan bolts out. Now, the nice thing about flex fan is you can grab it and hold it to undo them. But again, I prefer a clutch fan. Let's try not to scratch the radiator up. It looks like it's a good radiator. Oh, come on. Come on, baby. There you go. Maybe. Maybe. One of those loose tight ones. Oh, come on. There you go. You gonna be loose? Nope. right, 2 more to go. Let's get him spun around here. At least the belt's a little bit loose. I can actually spin it to get to him. It's not clearance for a ratchet, so I'm just having to wrench him. Yeah, they were tight, so that means the water pump shaft is shot. That's okay, I got a water pump. I know, I should put a new one on, but I've got this one that's like new that should be good, so we'll run that one on whichever motor we run. Gotcha. All right, one more. No, there he comes. There he comes. Thought he was going to be stubborn there for a minute. All right, y'all, we got the fan out. Let's see if, yep, the whole clutch and spacer is going to come out. That's good. I'll probably put a clutch fan on this, but I'll save it. Use my Fury as a workbench. I got to get back on that project soon. All right. Well, that's a good looking shroud. But hey, at least it's there. All right, now that we got that stuff out, let's go get the spark plugs out of this thing, and we'll go from there. All right, y'all, same setup as the 4-wheel drive. I've got the long extension and all that. Let's see if these will come out. Okay, yeah, these little clips, these little plug-ins will come out. Okay, there's only one. Get these guys off. Well, don't look bad. Don't know if they're new or not, but we'll see. There we go. At least this truck ain't as tall as the 4-wheel drive was. Still got a stand-on tire. And the extension still won't come off the ratchet. That one don't look bad. There's no rust on it. All right, y'all, we got them all out there. Looks like number 8, 6, and 4 are rusty. There's a hint of rust on 2, but not bad. This bank here looks pretty good as far as rust goes. They're a little dark. They've been running a little rich, but they're not bad. But I think we found the culprit cylinders as to what happened. So yeah, I think we'll pickle them all, but we're going to focus on 4, 6, and 8. All right, before we get too far started, let's get the breaker bar on it. This is a 3/4 inch breaker bar and a 1 1/4 inch socket. Oh yeah. Well, it's moving. Barely. Well, it's starting to move. Hey, that's a good thing. I didn't think it was going to start to move. Yeah, it's hitting a wall. I wonder if we got a stuck valve. Well, we're starting to motor push through it a little bit. I just don't know. how far we can get. Well, we got through it. Yeah, I'm starting to feel. So let's rock her back and forth a little bit. Adjust my breaker bar here. Yeah, I don't know how it got water intrusion, but it's starting to smooth out a little bit. I may be able to get away with the old WD. I can smell some fuel. If we got some fuel. Yeah, I don't think that would rust it. Oh, man. Got anything coming out? No. Not yet. But this is farther than I got last night. Take it backwards for a little bit. Glad we took that fan off. If I can get 180 out of it, I'll be real happy. Yeah, starting to push through. Again, we want to try and be as gentle as possible. Okay. There we go. I think we got 360 degrees. Good. Let's take that water pump pulley off. It's not doing anybody any good. And if we do get it started, we're going to lose a lot of water. I can't tell what's going on here. Sounds like there might be valves kind of sticking a little bit, but it is turning over. I've gotten 2 rotations out of it. Still a little stuck in a couple places, but that's okay. So far, it's feeling all right. Before we get too far started, though, I want to go ahead and drop some of that oil out, see if some of the water will come out the bottom. I feel a whole lot better about spinning this thing over. And then if that works, I think what we're going to do is we'll slam a battery in it and crank it with the starter and see how she does. Well, that was a huge win. All right, y'all, I didn't film much underneath because it's kind of hard to get the camera set up right. But that is mostly water with just a skosh of oil on top. Yeah, I'm not sure how big that pan is, but it was just pure water as soon as I pulled that drain plug. Now, I went ahead and stopped after I was 100% sure it was just oil and no water. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run it and circulate everything, and then I'm going to change the oil because I'm sure there's still moisture coating surfaces and stuff like that. But I just want to kind of get her running and see what we got to work with. As you can see now, let's pull the stick. You can see what I showed you earlier. That's what it should be. It's like right up to the full mark. So yeah, she was a few quarts over, but it wasn't oil. It wasn't good lubricant, because I don't think water makes a good lubricant. So yeah, next step, I think we're going to go get a battery. We're going to spin it without the spark plugs out. I did lubricate those rusty cylinders, and we'll spin it for a while and we'll see what happens, and we'll go from there. But yeah, I can't believe it. That much water came out of that thing. I think if I'd have waited any longer, it might have been seized for good. So thankfully we got to it when we did. So let me get a battery and we'll go from there. All right, y'all, went and got the battery here. The old Winter State had it in the 86 Dodge. It goes in my parts van all over. Yeah. As amazingly, it had the front hazards working when I hooked it up, so that's a plus. We've got some life in the front. I even used the old Craftsman to go get her. Yeah, it's actually starting to serve yard duty. It's still not running great, but it's doing what I want it to do, and I figure I'm going to just run some tanks of gas through it and see what happens, but more than likely, we might bring it back and rebuild the carburetor. So let's go in here and see what we got working here. Hey, look at that. We got a dome light. Heck yeah. Let's turn this to accessory, maybe. Okay, the buzzer works. Let's see if the radio works. Let's see here. Hey, the radio works. Not great. Probably the speaker blown. But it works. There's AM. Yeah, I don't think AM's working. Hey, at least it comes on. That's a plus. Horn doesn't work, of course. Let's crank this thing over. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Hopefully this works. Yes! It is cranking! And it sounds pretty good too, so yeah, that's a good thing. I doubt the gas gauge or anything works because it's all been kind of disconnected. Alternator gauge works, and of course the key buzzer works. And I won't know nothing about, whoops, sorry. Bad camera, man. I won't know about anything about the oil or temp till I get it running. So, yeah, but hey, we've got to start. We've definitely got to start. So let's throw the plugs back in it. I may fast motion you on that. And we'll check for spark and put some gas down its yap. And we'll see what happens. All right, y'all, we got the plug wires all sorted. Needed to replace a few of them because they were torn off, but we did that. So let's go ahead and fill the float bowl and see what happens. Hopefully that's the right one. Maybe that one? Yeah, that's the right one. All right, let's give her some fuel directly down the yap and see what happens. All right. First we'll try the key, and if that don't work, we'll do something else. Fire in the hole. Might help if I had my keys. All right, fire in the hole. All right, boys, you don't sound happy. Let me get my hot button and let's check for spark. All right, y'all, key is on, and we got the hot button. Let's pull the main coil wire here. Come here. Well, you don't want to pull off of there. There he goes. Let's see what we got going here. No spark. Sure, the coil wire's still. Coil wire may not be plugged in all the way. Nope. Huh. And this might be the wrong coil wire. Let's not put that on a hot surface. Let me move the boot a little bit and see, make sure the coil wire is getting contact with the coil inside. All right, let's try that again. If not, we might have to do a different coil wire. Nope, no spark. So what I'm going to do is, because I've got, let me make sure that somebody was fiddling with the distributor. Let's make sure that, yeah, the distributor appears to be still hooked up. Coil's hooked up. The capacitor, where you at, spark plug wire? There you are. Nope, no spark. Dadgummit, I don't even hear the coil popping. Nope, no coil spark popping. So that could be the ignition box. The ignition box don't look great. Let me see. Let me go see if I can steal one off one of the parts trucks out back. We'll replace that bad boy and see what happens. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and replace that box. That thing looks a little crusty. Sorry I can't get too much closer, but this box here. Now what happens is these get hot and the backing turns to like a gel substance and it comes out. Now, this one may or may not be original. So let's find out here. Come on, baby. Stubborn bolt. There she comes. And I'll bet you that this thing might be adhered to the firewall with that black silicone jelly type of substance. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's not fun. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She's definitely adhered. See that? That substance there turns to jelly, and that can cause a lot of problems. Now, some of these do work like that. The original one in the Fury did work, surprisingly, like that. But, yeah, we're going to change this one out. It ain't looking too healthy. Now, that may or may not solve the problem, but, yeah, it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of gelled up. It ain't going to hurt nothing for it to be there, but scrape a little bit of it off. Yeah, just a little bit. Like I say, it ain't gonna hurt nothing. But the box grounds through the screws, so we'll be okay. Let's get this off. Oh man, yeah. Now y'all can really see it. Yeah, it's pretty rough. Let me bring it closer. See if I can do this here. Yeah, that thing's pretty rough. That's backing melted right out of there. Now, this is an early 5-pin. I believe they changed those in like 79, 80, 81. The 4 pins will work with the 5-pin. The 4-pins basically superseded the 5-pin. So they will work, but you cannot use a 5-pin in a 4-pin original circuit. So yeah, so don't be alarmed if your new box has a 4-pin, like this box here. See this one? Whoops, sorry guys, didn't mean to bump the camera. This one's a 4-pin. This one actually came off the white 78, so we know it's good. That truck was running. It just had a bad motor. So let's get this thrown on here and see what we get. All right. Yeah, connector looks pretty good. There we go. Hopefully this solves the problem. If not, we might be looking into the distributor. Unfortunately, those pickups do go bad in those distributors. Or it might be electrical, which would be another whole bolt wax. So let's see here. Thinking they had it running possibly and left the hood up, even though the carburetor's not stuck from water, and then that might have affected the ignition box. Who knows? There's also some shady wiring there, but that might be for something else. These bulkhead connectors are not known to be friendly. They get corroded, and that causes a lot of things to happen. So I'm not going to rule that out, but we're going to start simple first. And I will, like I did on the white one, I will bypass the amp gauge, because those are also fire hazards. Here we go. Put you in here. Tighten you up. Here. Where'd you go? Some bolts you just got to plant your face just right and hope you get them. Not a fan of those. Kind of like to see what I'm working on, but I know things happen. Let's get some keys here. All right, let me get you guys set up in a better viewing angle so you're not looking at my backside as I do this. Let's see. Where's Mr. Coiler? There he is. We got spark, y'all. Heck yeah. That's what it was. Bad ignition box. Let's see if this thing will crank. At least spit and sputter a little bit. All right, here we go. Fire in the hole. All right, let me prime it again and see what happens. Ain't got a lot of gas, but it should be enough. This thing might need a lot of gas, you never know. Really ought to disconnect that choke, but for now, I may have to jump this thing. All right. Yeah. The old battery's getting low. Yeah, they're not hot. Let me switch batteries and see what happens. All right, y'all, we got ourselves a good battery. Let's see what happens. And move this guy out of my way again. Fire in the hole. Yes! He's cheeching out the valve cover, so yeah, let me get some gas and let's try her again. All right, y'all, we got the carburetor primed up. Turn the key on and start again. Uh-oh, turn signal. All right, let's start again. Fire in the hole. Come on, baby. Yes. Come on, baby. Yeah, she's teaching pretty good, but she's running. I think we're out of gas. Got a couple gallops and she's cheeching, but she's running. Let's try that again. I'm hoping that it'll come out of it, but we'll see. That has yet to be determined. Put some gas down the vent here. I don't have a lot of gas in the can. Otherwise, I might hook a fuel source up. We'll see. This carburetor takes quite a bit of fuel. These two barrels aren't the most reliable, but it'll work for what we want. Yep, we're starting to get gas pooled up now, so all right, find a good home for this guy. Maybe you won't fall off over there. All right, here we go. Fire in the hole. She likes to drink the gas. Yes, we got her running, y'all. From locked up to running. Man, I did not expect that to happen today. Heck yeah. I'm real happy. Next step is I think we're just going to hook up a fuel source and see if we can get her to run long term. The carb does not seem happy, but it might be all right. It may just need some gas run through it. We'll see. But yes, I am so happy now. And hopefully that gallop will, that high spot when cranking, that gallop will clear up. So let me see if I can round up a gas jug and see if we can hook the fuel pump up to it and see if we can get her to run. All right, y'all, we got ourselves a gas jug hooked up. Let's see what happens. There's my gas cone bottle. All right, here we go. Fill this up just a skosh. I don't have a lot in it, but we'll see. And that took just about everything that was in that bottle. All right. All right, y'all. Fire in the hole. Come on, baby. Pick up some fuel. Come on, baby. All right, I believe she's running on her own. Heck yeah. Still cheeching out the tailpipe a little bit. I ain't got no brakes on it, but she's running. I can't run it long. I'm hoping those rings will reseal. Boy, she's quiet. Aside from that belt squealing, she's really quiet. I'm not going to run it too long. I don't have that water pump hooked up. Like I say, that water pump is shot, but I just wanted to run it a little bit and see what happened. Let's go in here and check our gauges. I still got you on the tripod. Yeah, we're building oil pressure. The alternator's charging. Heck yeah. Let's see if this thing will take some gear. I know I don't got no brakes, but I at least want to just pop it in gear. I can always put it in park. Take gear. Acts like it wants to take gear and take off. That's good. That's real good. Let me see if I can get it started with the key. I'm gonna put him from there, put him there. I like it, y'all. I'm happy. I'm happy as a pig eating slop right now. Take gear. All right, y'all. Well, that's a good success. I'm happy about that. I think I'm going to put some brake fluid in there real quick and see if the brakes come back to life. Like I say, I can't run it too long, but I just want to get a general assessment of the condition of this motor, and it may actually come back to life, which would be good. So, hang on. All right, y'all. Went ahead and got some brake fluid in. I sort of got brakes. Good enough. They do stop. I think the master cylinder might be shot. And I also hooked the fan up because I also didn't want to cook the motor. So, with that being said, let's see if we can take this thing for a rip around the block or so. Call this one a win. I can't go too far, but we'll at least see if the transmission wants to shift and everything, and see where we go from there. So, here we go. The thing still doesn't want to idle. Let some traffic go here. And we're moving. Carburetor's a little jerky. Shifted in the second. Heck yeah. I haven't felt the third gear shift, but hey, that was third gear. The speedometer's working. That's good. So we ain't gonna go too far. I only got a half a gallon of gas. 10th gauge, I can't tell if that's gonna work or not. Tires are flat spotted for sure. She's gonna need shocks, but it ain't running too bad. let's go up here to the corner and turn around. Yeah, the brakes are pulling, but they do work. I say I'm going to have to put a master cylinder on it, most likely. Can't tell if she's still running or not. Nope, not running. Carburetor don't want to idle. Alright. Park gear here. There we go. See how reverse does. Takes reverse. I have to neutral it. So the old carburetor's rough. First gear, second gear. Come on, baby. Let's do this. You got this. And we got drive. Something's not right, but I don't think the old carburetor's doing very good. I don't have an accelerator pump. Come on, baby. Car's definitely going to need a kit. We sucked our jug dry. I also use 1/4-inch fuel line on this, so yeah. Manual shift this bad boy. Wondering if the gas jug kind of fell over. Oh, not. Running, so don't act like it's out of gas. Next step is gas tank. Well, we made it in. Temp gauge is no working. We still got oil pressure. And we're still charging, which is good. Yeah, carburetor not loving life. Yeah, carburetor, I think it's shot. Let's see if we can get it back in position here. Yep, we're good. I mean, overall, she don't sound too bad. Aside from the carburetor flooding. But you slip it over here. Oops. Well, neutral safety works. Well, maybe. Oops, that was violent. Alright, y'all. Here we go. Alright, we got her parked. Let me get everything shut down and we'll film our outro. Alright, y'all. I was totally not expecting to be able to film the whole revival today. I was expecting us to have to pickle this motor and maybe it would free up. But sometimes you get lucky, I guess. Hey, you know, I'm either good or lucky. And either one, I'm pretty happy. And I'm really shocked at the way this turned out, but a good shocked. I'm glad we were able to drive this thing, drive it a little bit, and, you know, it still needs work. I still need to replace the gas tank, and the carburetor is not loving life at this moment, but other than that, it's not bad, and the water pump as well. For being locked up, the old motor didn't sound too bad. I'm going to have to run it some more to see, you know, how it does, but it didn't overheat. It wasn't boiling. Temp gauge really didn't work that great, but it wasn't boiling when I shut her off. So yeah, I think what happened with the carburetor is the float probably stuck. So yeah, it is what it is. But those old 2 barrels, they ain't very good anyway. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to film too much more on this because a lot of it I've got to do like underneath and stuff. There's really no room for camera. But I figured I'd just get her, see if we could get her back to life. And boy, we sure did. But anyway, this is Jamie from Real Steel Auto Works, and catch you on the flip side. See ya!